Welcome back. You are hereby once again cordially invited to Hanksy Panksy Pretty Princess, a podcast where two darling dames are searching for their theatrical Prince Charming to love forever after. I'm Sam Siegel, and I'm playing Lady Baldwina Buxom Bottomanov.
Buxom Bottom.
Uh, Buxom Bottomanov.
Bottomanov. Oh,
Yes.
excuse me. How insensitive of me to not pick up on the Russian
Hmm.
undertones there.
How dare you?
I am Luke Patrick, and I would be I would have prepared a damsel name, but I'm sorry, Sam. This week I am once again the plot dog.
The plot dog.
The plot dog's back, and we're gonna talk about him, but it's me. I'm the plot dog.
Plot dog. Woof woof.
Woof woof. I'm
Yeah.
gonna bark at you and then lead you in directions and make sure you stay safe and generally just do like lots of plot related stuff.
Who was the plot dog last time? Woof
We've
woof.
had so many plot dogs over the years, I just
Okay,
can't
I thought there
remember
was a
any of
plot
them.
dog last time.
No, last time I did in fact come at you with a like fancy dancy name.
Mm-hmm.
But no, over the years, over the 4 years we've been doing this,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Almost 4.5, my guy.
um, yeah, we've had a number of plot dogs. Speaking of really quick, folks, you're listening, and that's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Like that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I just
Oh,
like
okay.
I'm blown away by the numbers. Your boys just hit it big in Australia. Uh
G'day.
G'day, mates. Hats off to you for showing up for our show.
Uh, Riva Monster.
Yep. Nailed it.
There aren't a lot of words that I can say with an Australian accent.
Yeah, mate.
Um, and it's like heap, Riva Monster, and Wither.
We that. You're a little Kiwi too, I think, but
Look, it's the best I can do.
it's the
Long
best you can
long
do.
ago, I could do a pretty decent Australian accent,
Yeah.
and then one fateful day, my wires got crossed and I did a Cockney by accident, and I have never really been able to fully disentangle those wires.
Yeah, that makes sense. You sort of traversed backwards in time
Yeah,
as, the Australian journey. You went backwards to
I did
working
the old
class England.
prison release, as they call it.
Yeah. Anyway, to all of our new Australian listeners, if you're listening to the latest episodes, one, how? Two, thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
And if you're watching, you're welcome for the TR.
Oh yeah, Sam is wearing a tiara. Sorry.
Hmm.
I forget that this is okay, preface on this. This is a nocturnal emission.
I forget we
Um
call them that.
yeah, this is a Hanksy Panksy after dark nocturnal emission. I'm
Hmm.
sleepy. So
Yeah, I'm good. Though I probably need to be quieter. My son is down the hall and hopefully, calmly, wonderfully, beautifully drifting off to slumber.
nice. Oh, sweet little baby.
Sweet little baby boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do we? Oh, we watched 1997's Anastasia. We buried the lead on that one because I forgot what happens.
Yeah, I
It's
did
been
too.
like 3 weeks. How have I already forgotten?
Yeah, I guess it is a little longer because we doubled up. We did two episodes back to back, week
So
after week.
yeah, and here's where I gotta come clean on something. That one of our Hanks's heroes talk called out. Um, I got my dates confused, and I posted everything a week early on social
I
media.
I did notice that, my dude. I did not have the heart to tell you.
Oh no, Chuck. He posted and he commented on the Instagram post and was like, "Hey, there's no episode posted. Can y'all look into it?" And then I was like, I just got confused and posted a week early, and I didn't feel like posting it the right week, so
I
I was just
noticed.
like, just look out for it next week. I'm a
Yeah.
busy guy. Lots been happening. Okay.
This is hey to all of our new Australian listeners. You're gonna catch up to speed pretty quick to what the other folks have already clocked about this podcast, but we are not true professionals.
No, this is, to put it generously, a rinky-dink operation.
This is a $2 and lots of elbow grease kind of operation.
Mm-hmm.
We are, since Space Jam, we're not turning a profit. So
I don't think we have ever operated in the black.
yeah. Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. So anyway, we did watch Anastasia.
yes, the 1997 animated film. Luke, your watch. What I'm wondering about your watch of this
Mhm.
movie, 1997's Anastasia, the animated film, that is approximately 1 hour and 35 minutes. I do want to know just a little bit. How was it? Your watch?
My watch? That was a lot of buildup for a normal part
It
of this
was. It was.
show.
Hey, it's a nocturnal emission. I'm wearing a tiara. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Hey, that's fair. Also, it's my birthday in like 2 days.
It is. Hey, keep forgetting to text you this. We have a gift for you.
What? You didn't have to do that.
Well, we did, motherfucker.
I
So
love that's my favorite kind of gift is one that comes with a we got you this motherfucker.
you're gonna open it and you will take it. You don't have to
Amazing.
like it, but you do have to keep it. Unless you want to return it, that's fine too. But you do have to take it home at a minimum.
I did notice so our local game store has had a Sex in the City trivia game in the used section for
Ooh.
roughly years.
Now, okay, I did see we're getting off topic so quickly, but used Sex in the City trivia game does feel like it comes with some love stains.
Or something.
It's been cummed.
You think so?
I feel like it, I feel like that's one of those games that comes cummed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You think
Just,
Mr. Big gives it his stamp of approval before each one ships out?
I mean, I wish I could say no, just because of the whole scandal with Chris Noth and the allegations.
Oh,
But I mean, probably, you
yeah.
know. But
Yep.
actually, it would probably be like I think there's probably a little bit of cum stain on every card that has to do with Samantha.
Okay. I'm tracking. I wish I weren't.
She's the one who has sex most.
Yeah. No, I'm following. I
Yeah,
just
she puts the sex in Sex in the City.
yeah, I just why maybe okay, so here's the thing. It's been sitting there on the shelf for forever.
Uh-huh.
It's no longer on the shelf.
Uh-oh.
Which means I was gonna say that did you get me that as a birthday gift?
I did not.
Because I imagine it was down to the like a very enticing price of like $2 or something.
I want to know. Here's what I like to imagine.
Yeah.
I like to imagine someone coming into let's call it hmm play orcs.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, so someone comes into play orcs and y'all it will say your name if you want to advertise here.
You don't if you don't give us cash, you don't get that sweet, sweet advertising.
Mm-mm. Um, but no, so someone comes into play orcs
Yeah.
week after week after week. And they go over to the dice section, they check out some of the minis, they sidle over to Sex in the City, the trivia game, and they're like, "Ooh, I do want it, but I'm embarrassed." So they
I
go,
want the good cum stains.
yeah. So then they go back over to looking at Gloomhaven, the
Hmm.
like $400 game that is actually just the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And then they
That
buy
very accurate description of Gloomhaven. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they buy a couple D&D minis and they go home. And
Yeah.
they come back and they repeat this process every time until finally, I like to think it was a triumphant moment. I like to think, in fact, that Chapel Roan was playing. Um,
Okay.
because I want this to be a pure celebration of someone's it, concerning love for
Yeah.
Sex in the City.
Hmm.
And that they blasted I feel like Pink Pony Club is the right track. Um, I, no, I'm gonna say Feminine Nomenon. That's the better
Okay.
track for buying Sex in the City, the trivia game.
Sure.
And they waltzed up and plunked down their 30 cents and said, I will take this home today.
And then confetti burst out of the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
The owner of Playworks burst through a wall
Yeah, like the Kool-Aid Man.
like the Kool-Aid Man, and everyone celebrated. Chapel Roan was playing,
Mm-hmm.
as you've described. It was a beautiful scene. But
Beautiful.
what you're telling me is that this wasn't you, and
It
that
was
my birthday
not
gift
me.
is okay. My birthday
It's
gift is
different.
not that. Gotcha.
But Luke,
Yeah.
just just so you're not too disappointed, there is still cum on it. So your gift is not Sex and the City, the trivia game, but it does have cum on
But
it. But it's been cummed, so you know,
well, that's very sweet of you, and I appreciate that. And I am going camping,
yeah,
so we'll have to figure out a time to make that happen. But
yeah.
birthdays are forever, as they say.
That is what they say.
Yeah.
But yeah, your watch of Anastasia in the 1997 animated film.
Okay, so the last time I watched this movie was da 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 20 years ago. 20 years ago, probably.
Oh, okay.
But it's important to note that we had it on VHS back when it was still a Fox show, which, like, what the fuck? Does
Huh?
Disney just own everybody now?
Yeah, Disney owns Fox. I'm pretty sure.
They didn't at the time because it was a big deal. It was like, this isn't Disney. This is somebody
Yes.
else doing animated movies.
So I believe they own Fox, but they had to spin it off into its own thing. But I want to say they have like a stake in it or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oi. Anyway, um, so boot up the mouse house. We used to own the VHS of this one, so I was texting my sister about this, but like, I've seen this movie probably 100 times.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, this was a fan favorite as kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched the shit out of it. So it was really interesting to return to it. And I have so many things I want to say because I spoiler alert for the review section, I peeped a lot of shit
Okay.
that I don't think I clocked as a kid.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
That's
there's
the
a
cat.
cat in the
Mm-hmm.
background going nuts. I heard it through the Zoom, so it's definitely going to be in your
Oh,
audio.
yeah. No, I'm watching the waveform. It is just picking it up. Thank you, Bernie.
Your
Okay,
sweet
you
sweet
you
babies.
you could stop anytime. That's fine. I don't know if the boy can hear you, and that's kind of the bigger problem.
Yeah. Our listeners probably adore the cat sounds. So,
Probably.
anyway, that was my watch.
Come on.
Crammed it.
Oh God,
Oh,
she's
right.
up here.
Okay.
I didn't come. The cat dug her nail into my thigh.
Oh, classic cat maneuver.
Yeah, here she
Uh,
is for our
nice.
viewers.
Look at the sweet baby. Uh,
Anyway, sorry.
yeah, that's it, my dude. Jackie and I watched it. It was a good time. We had a really fun, a hoot and a holler, as they
Ooh,
say,
nice.
watching this one. So, how was your watch?
Very distracted. Uh,
Okay.
I watched it earlier this afternoon. The boy was busy. The less wee baby boy, Lewis, um, he's been a busy fella lately,
I see.
moving around, crawling, standing up, fussing a little bit. And so my watch was pretty distracted.
Sure.
To give you an idea, I took basically no notes because I started taking notes and then he got pretty busy, and so I got down on the floor with him and forgot to bring my notebook with me.
I see.
So I got half a page here, and you know, for me that's next to nothing.
Oh, that's next to nothing. Well, I got you. I have a 3/4 of a page, which for me is a
That's a
shitload
lot.
because I
Yeah.
only write down jokes, baby. If it ain't gold, it don't go on
Mm-hmm.
the page.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Yeah. Excellent. Perfect. So what is the plot?
Well, it's funny you should ask because Sam, damn it, if the same thing didn't happen to me, you know? Uh we've all been there.
Who,
Yeah,
hey,
Anastasia
whose family hasn't been, mass murdered by Bolsheviks?
by Bolsheviks. I want to get into the Bolshevik side of this actually, but we'll
Okay.
do the plot first. Um, it's the Bolshevik Revolution, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! The Romanovs are living it up on the people's dollar and on the people's sweaty backs. And then fucking they're at a big ball. Anastasia obviously is the like princess
Mm-hmm.
in the Romanov configuration. And then who shows up but greasy old Rasputin?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck machine himself wanders in.
Oh, Long Dong Rasputin.
Oh, long dong Rasputin can't kill him. Rasputin shows up and curses the family, and then all hell kind of breaks loose. But this
Mm-hmm.
is the part I want to get into here in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rasputin's like fucking shit up. Anyway, they're running from him. Anastasia and her grandmother
Yes.
or her mother, one of the two,
Grandmama.
grandmama, are running. Um, Dmitri is the guy in the palace that like helps them escape, a little boy. He's
Mm-hmm.
gonna come up again.
Yes.
Uh, and anyway, Rasputin falls under some ice and drowns to death. I guess
Mm-hmm.
falls into the river, drowns, but they
As you
escape.
do.
The rest of the family goes to Paris. Flees to Paris. Anastasia, we find out through some song exposition because this is a musical. Uh, we find out, it's kind of just a movie that has songs. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah, it's not your typical musical
yeah,
in that, like, occasionally there's just a song.
there's just a song. They
And
just like,
it's, which now that I'm saying it is kind of what a musical is, but there's a difference in vibe because I feel like the songs drop away after the halfway point.
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
they
there are
do.
fewer songs.
There's so many. That's what exactly what I was thinking. Like in the back half of this movie, there's like one.
Yeah, they really
So
front load the music.
yeah, they really do. But anyway, we find out through song that Anastasia is now an amnesiac and doesn't remember shit before the age of 8,
Mhm.
and has been
Okay.
slumming it in St. Petersburg, where she's been like working it as a labor class kind of person under the Bolsheviks now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Dmitri is all grown up and he's grown up into a serious con man.
Mm-hmm.
And he and Vlad, his partner, are looking for um any old gal that looks like Anastasia because the Grand Doward
The Dowager.
S
Uh,
Dowageress.
so
That's hard to say.
I
I'm gonna
think,
call her the Duchy, the
well,
Duchess.
so I think the Dowager is just um, like a royal's like mother or grandmother.
Okay.
I think typically, so she would be
Yeah.
the. I've usually heard it the Dowager Count, and I don't know why.
Okay. Well, you know more
Uh,
than I do.
but it's all that CK3, my guy.
It's all at
Uh,
CK3.
Even though I don't think Dowager's in CK3, but it doesn't. Anyway, it's like the Dowager Grand Duchess or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. So grandmama, we'll call her
Grandmama.
that, lives in Paris now
Mhm.
and is desperately looking for anybody that is Anastasia. Well, not anybody,
Offering 10 million rubles?
which I assume is like 10 francs. Like, what is that in converted?
I mean, I think it's like 350 and a slap on the bottom, you know?
Right. I liked the idea that she's offering this reward in rubles, and everyone's like,
We're in
okay,
Paris.
we're in
You know
Paris.
that, right?
That's like $2.
Well,
So
also, the idea that, okay, so I smuggled the last surviving member of the Romanov family out of Soviet Russia, and you want me to go back to spend this money?
mhm.
I will die. They will kill me
Yeah, they
if I go back.
And if you're thinking, well, just exchange it, see above
Mm.
for why no one will take this rancid money.
Especially right after the Bolsheviks take over. You're not getting anything for that.
Yeah,
Frankly, you're lucky if you get the slap on the bottom.
exactly. Anyway, she's offering 10 million big ones for Anastasia. And so Dmitri he's got like a casting call in St. Petersburg looking for gals that'll fit the bill. Don't find any, runs into Anastasia on the street. And they start making their way to Paris because she wants to go to Paris because she's got a little locket that says like
Meet me in Paris or
meet me
something.
in Paris or something. Yeah, something like that. Yada yada yada. That's the setup. They're gonna train her to be royal and impress grandmama.
Mm-hmm.
Rasputin comes back out of the works. Bartok, his like talking bat, which
Mm-hmm.
we don't ever get an explanation for why Bartok can talk.
And they're like that in Russia.
Oh, okay, nice.
In Soviet Russia, bad talks to you.
In Soviet Russia, bat talk to you. Anyway, Bartok flies down into like Hades or some kind of weird limbo to meet with the
Mm-hmm.
Lich, that is Rasputin. He's okay. Here's the everything boiled down. Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of talking about this.
I will tell you, Luke, the plot explanation has gone on longer than it usually does.
I know I'm so sleepy, so
It's
I'm just
just
gonna.
it's fun to see you get bogged down. It's like a stagecoach trying to go through the mud. It's just like
Yeah,
you're going, and then it's like
yeah. The problem is that I remember every detail of this movie, so
it's so it is clear you know this movie inside and out.
inside and out. So let me just boil it all down. Dimitri and Vlad are training Anastasia. They're gonna go to Paris. There's some misunderstandings. Eventually, they do figure out that it's her. Grandma figures out that it is actually her. Life's good. In between all of this, Rasputin is sending. He's not involved, which is hilarious to me as an adult. That he's
Mhm.
like the nemesis in this movie. But up until like the last, excuse me, 10% of this movie, he's not physically there, and he just sends minions to like derail a train
Yeah,
or like generally fuck up infrastructure.
so I was about to say he sends his like weird little green demons to go like fuck up notoriously unreliable Soviet infrastructure.
Yes, which is exact that bridge that he blows out. That's not
I
getting fixed until fucking Gorbachev is in office, my dude.
that obviously, but also the fact that like he just kind of sped things along for that bridge. That thing was going to come apart within a couple weeks at best.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, it ends with a big like fight between Dmitri, Anastasia, and Rasputin, where
Rah rah Rasputin.
Rasputin, where everything's just going off. And then they elope, Dmitri and Anastasia, which I
Hmm.
want to talk about all of this, but
Yes,
that's the plot. Sam, what'd you think?
movie's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, I wish I could get a better word, but it's not bad.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah.
I mean, look, I will grant you, I was very distracted while I
By the
watched it,
boy,
so there is a lot that I missed.
for sure.
I'll be honest, like, I didn't hear the part about her amnesia at all.
Oh, well,
Um,
no worries, because it's pretty shoehorned in here. Like, why does she have amnesia? Unclear.
yeah, because the last note I took is, um, I'm confused as to how she doesn't remember she wasn't that young.
No, she wasn't. She was like 8.
Yeah, and I feel like you remember a lot of stuff from when you were 8.
Yeah,
Particularly, when your family's murdered by Bolsheviks.
you'd think.
You'd
Okay,
think that would stick in your craw.
I guess I have to give you my review, and then I want to talk about the
We
Bolsheviks.
have to talk about the Bolsheviks.
Okay,
We can't.
because
Hey, we can't come to Anastasia and not talk about the Bolsheviks.
and not
That's
talk about the
like a
Bolsheviks.
big important part of it.
Yeah. I don't know what my review is. This movie is. I had a really fun time with it. The movie itself, I think I'm gonna steal your word. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine. It's a good
it's
unit of movie.
it's very middle of the road, you know?
Yeah.
It's not.
I will say that there's aspects of it that I think are mind blowing, and that I
Oh,
want to talk about, like
let
the
me say,
animation.
that's what I was gonna say. This
Yeah,
movie is absolutely fucking gorgeous.
it's incredible, and we just don't make movies like this anymore.
No, and I don't want to sound like I'm 1,000 years old. I mean, I'm wearing a tiara,
Yeah.
but um, it it is rare now to see a movie this stunning.
Yes.
And I think it starts probably the best way it possibly could because it starts with like the grand ball.
Yeah.
And like everything is so just like vivid. And what I liked is throughout the movie the backgrounds are very painterly.
Oh, like in Paris, everything is
Yes.
pointillism, like
Yes.
impressionistic paintings.
It's so fucking cool and it is such a neat touch.
Yeah.
I mean everything like and the actual animation itself is just it's I've got a real soft spot for that like hand drawn like there's a lot of like really impressive like movement
Yes.
because they wear like lots of coats and dresses and so like everything just moves in this like really beautiful way so like if we're just talking about the animation this is 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's incredible. And actually, Jackie made the point that like this is the like animated movie version of practical effects.
Yes.
Like this movie has aged not a day since it came out. It looks
Mm-mm.
incredible. And that's
Yeah.
because everything's hand drawn and it was painted. Like they gave a shit.
So I will say even with like digital animation, it if like you've got a good art style, it's the same thing with video games. Anything
Yeah.
that's like stylized holds up so well. So like I'm thinking, I mean it's not that old, but like the Mitchells versus the Machines,
Yeah. Oh,
which
for
is such a
sure.
fun movie, but because it's got that like stylized animation, it's
Yeah.
gonna hold up forever.
Yes. The one that we were racking our brains trying to come up with something else that's come out that's been that pretty
Hmm.
and like recently, and the only thing we could think of was Into the Spider-Verse. But
Yeah.
to your point, it's like well, one, I think they hand animated a bunch of it.
Did they?
Yeah, and then on top of that, like it is also extremely stylized and often has
Hmm.
multiple different styles that they mash up for effect. Like it's yeah, it's exactly what you're saying. So um yeah, anyway, that I guess fine. Bolsheviks.
Bolsheviks. The reason we're here.
The reason we're here, because here's my point. As a kid, I didn't clock this. As an adult, it's all I can
Hmm.
think about. Rasputin happens. Now that's the
Hmm.
part as a kid, you're like, oh, Rasputin murdered her family.
Hmm.
No, 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 no. Rasputin died pretty quick, which means the Bolsheviks came in and completed the job.
Yeah, yeah. I did some, so I know a little bit about the actual history of the Romanovs, but I
Sure.
had forgotten a lot of it. Um, and because I was like, is there actually anything about like Anastasia, like historically? And there were some theories that she had made it out. I
Okay.
regret to inform all of you, she did not.
Yeah, I from what I remember. Okay. Do you remember me doing a book report on Peter the Great?
Hey, bud, it wasn't a book report. You and I did History Day on Peter the Great together.
We did it together?
Yes.
Fucking fantastic.
You're like,
Incredible.
what?
I can't believe I like blocked that part out somehow. That's amazing. Because in my head, it's just like I have a weird amount of contextualized historical knowledge about Peter the Great modernizing Russia and then ending
Hmm.
with the Romanovs and the
Yeah.
Bolsheviks.
No, bud, that was you and me, baby.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
I kind of thought it was bigger than a book report.
Yeah,
So,
no, we did a whole big poster board thing because that was the easiest thing to do for History Day. And
yeah.
so I always did a big poster board.
Yeah, the big poster board. It's hard to go wrong in school.
It is hard to
It's a
go
big
wrong.
poster board.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. So I know a little bit, but
Mhm.
do you have any juicy details to maybe flesh this one out?
So a couple. I didn't get to do a ton of research, but let's see. So Anastasia was the fourth of Tsar Nikolai's uh daughters,
Okay.
and when she was born, everyone was fucking apoplectic. They were not happy um
Oh
at
yeah.
all. Like, there were a bunch of quotes in the article I read that were just like, another fucking girl. It's like, oh, you poor thing. Um, so yeah, so she you know, grew basically like her she apparently like the Nikolai like did not coddle his children.
Okay.
I was reading that like he made them sleep on hard cots on the floor, and they had to take like cold baths, and they didn't get
Jesus.
like any special treatment, and their servants called them by like their first names. Um, and he was just like real big on, allegedly, on like them not being treated like they were super fucking rich,
Okay.
which
Okay.
they were.
So we're
Uh,
now I have an extremely important question.
uh-huh.
Because at one point grandmama is talking about her dear Nikolai,
Mm-hmm.
and how his wife, she says, like, you inherited your mother's beauty. And my joke was, yeah, because she was way less inbred. So this is my question. How inbred we talking with the Romanovs?
So I didn't get a chance to really find out how inbred the Romanovs were, but I do have it here.
Okay.
Um, I will tell you that the house for the Romanovs is Holstein-Gottorp Romanov.
Okay.
So it sounds like a lot's happening here.
It sounds like there's not enough people in this family. Not enough new additions into this whole
Yeah.
family tree, if you know what I'm saying.
So let's see. He married Alex of Hesse, who is she related?
If she's not a first cousin, I will like be incredibly
Let's
surprised.
see. Um, da, 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 da. Sorry, I'm loving
Mhm.
the description here. She was the last empress of Russia as the consort of Tsar Nicholas II from their marriage on 26th of November 1894 until his forced abdication on 15 March 1917. There was a little more happening.
I think that forced abdication is a very interesting way to say that the Bolsheviks removed the concept of monarchy
Hmm.
at the end of a Tommy gun. So,
So, she was actually the granddaughter of Queen Victoria.
oh wow, who was little inbred?
Like most British royals, a
Hmm.
little bit inbred. Um, so yeah, unclear how inbred these folks were.
Unclear, but it does sound like they were plugged into the broader European monarchy system.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
odds are
so
very good.
Tsar Nicholas's mom's mom was Dagmar of Denmark.
You know, we don't all get great names.
We don't. And she sure as shit did not. So so yeah, uh she yeah, so a lot of people thought she made it out.
Yeah.
And I did not know this, but apparently the remains of the Romanovs, which were, according to Wikipedia, acidified, um, were the location of them was only revealed in 1991.
Jesus H. Christ.
where they were revealed to have been left in a mass grave in an abandoned mine in Yekaterinburg.
Man, that's the fucking Bolsheviks
That
for
is
you.
the fucking Bolsheviks.
Because again, it's not like they just murdered them. They removed the concept of their nobility
Yes.
and then threw them in a mass grave in a mine.
Yeah, they
That
shot
is
them
a
all.
yeah.
And they, I guess, poured acid on their remains or some shit. And then so they found three. It was Tsar Nicholas, his wife, and three daughters.
Okay.
And so they thought one of them was maybe Anastasia, and then we got confirmation in 2007
No.
that they found two other bodies, and one of those was Anastasia.
Yeah.
She didn't
It's
make it
just
out.
really egg on your face if you spent your whole life pretending you were Anastasia.
Real problem at
And
that
then in
point.
2007, 90 years after the fact, they do dig you up, as it were.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I know she's got the amnesia and everything. I feel like none of these people in this movie live in enough fear. In Soviet Russia,
Yeah.
ooh,
We kind of gloss over every aspect of that because we start in like a sweatshop where Anastasia, like, no, she's in an orphanage working.
yes.
I guess the orphanage is a sweatshop. I'm putting this together now.
In Soviet Russia, what's the difference?
What's the difference? Got to put these kids to work, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a whole song and dance with the village folks in St. Petersburg where they're like, woe is us, we live under Soviet Russia and life is shit. But it's sung. It's like this nice, happy, jaunty sort of tune.
Yeah, at no point does anyone get dragged off to the gulag
Yeah.
in the middle of that song, which I feel like someone should have. Like the guy who was spreading the word that Anastasia was still alive. I feel like that guy
Yeah.
gets maybe shot in public.
Yeah, for criticizing the party.
Yeah.
And spreading seditious lies.
And so this is where I'm gonna come out and say it, folks. I'm pretty sure this fucking movie is bourgeoisie propaganda. This is some monarchist bullshit.
It kind of is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It is a little bit, because like that's the whole point, is that Anastasia's like nobody at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And Dimitri has that line where they're staring at the painting in the Winter Palace, which nobody's using, which is what?
Yeah, and hey, even if no one was using it, there's a lot of real valuable stuff in there that no one has taken. And I don't know. Running a government's expensive, is what I hear.
Yeah.
And when you're setting out your 5-year plan, for your economy, I feel like if you had some fine china and priceless paintings from, I don't know, a Winter Palace belonging to the old regime,
Yeah,
you might want those.
you might ransack it, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
You'd
not
think
in this
the
movie.
Bolsheviks would have grabbed those.
Yeah. Nope. Because they're staring at this painting, and he's like, Dimitri's talking to Anastasia, and he's like, "Don't you? There's some part of you that's always wished you were royalty." And she's like, "Yeah, everybody thinks that."
No.
Fucking nope.
Mm-mm.
No, thank you.
See, I'm glad that my parents aren't cousins.
Yeah. Like I will say that there is a Habsburg, a living Habsburg, who's on Twitter, and he's fucking hilarious.
Hey, but I think you'd have to be.
He's got an extremely good sense of humor about his fucked up family tree.
Can you imagine the alternative though? If he's just like, no, we're fucking cool.
Yeah, we're really super cool, like, man.
We should be in power. The people who fucked each other so much that there's a term for our fucked up jaw.
My favorite thing that he does is he wanders around Twitter and catches people like figuring out that like the Lannisters or some of the characters in Game of Thrones are related in having sexual relations with each other. And they're like, this is fucked up. And then he'll jump on there and be like, you want to hear about my family tree? Which is, if I was born with that level of stank on me,
Yeah, I also
That's pretty
feel like
good.
you would say, "Do you want to hear about my family wreath?"
My family wreath, my family diamond, where we're trying to get all the points to meet back up in the middle, man.
Into
Anyway,
one super Habsburg.
the Super Habsburg. Yeah, we were talking about Bolsheviks. Yeah, so anyway, this movie is definitely bourgeoisie propaganda for
Yeah,
sure.
because at no point do they go into the numerous benefits of Soviet communism.
Sure, like great infrastructure.
Great infrastructure. Hey, with a 5-year planned economy, you know what's coming.
Yeah, it's true.
You're never surprised by the interest rates. A lot of people don't talk about that. Whereas we're sitting here always like, boy, I wish the Fed would lower our interest rates. In a 5-year plan, you know what that interest rate's going to be. Will it be
Yeah.
high? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's going
yeah.
to be high.
But it doesn't catch you off guard when you're looking
Yeah.
for your next home, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, apartment. You're not getting a home in Soviet Russia unless
Unless
you're a member of the party.
you remember the party. Yeah. Definitely lots of perks, food, copious amounts of food.
Mm-hmm. Can't buy
Uh
much of it, but that's okay.
you do have job security.
Good job security, strong social safety net.
Extreme, almost too strong social safety
Almost
net.
too strong. For those thin blue line folks, they love the police.
Oh, the police?
The police is a big deal. They love those guys in
Yeah,
Soviet Russia.
for sure.
I'm just
Um,
saying, there's a reason Tucker Carlson's talking up Russia these days.
I was about to say this is a little too close to home considering weirdly modern GOP people are like pro Russia.
How did we get here?
How did we get here? Tucker Carlson is like tooting the horn of Putin's economy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a family, I don't know if you saw this, that moved there, like a super fundy family. Did you ever
Oh
track
yeah?
that story?
No.
They moved and they fucking hated it because there wasn't anything.
There's not a whole lot.
There's not a whole lot. They apparently went to the grocery store and then turned around and took a flight back to the US
You
because
know, you know who's not touring in Russia?
who dat?
Chapel Roan. She's not going there. You're not getting a song like fucking Casual in in modern day Russia, much less Soviet Russia. But
Yeah.
that's not happening.
Yeah, for sure. I do like that it's like in this movie, to loop it back to 1997's Anastasia briefly.
Yeah. Briefly.
That they have this little bit about how they need travel visas to get out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And we just treat this like, yay, kids movie.
Uh-huh.
And then they're on the train and the travel visas are the wrong color.
Yeah, and they're like, let's hide.
Let's hide. And as a
Yeah.
kid, you're like, woo, hide on
Mhm.
the train. But as an adult, it's like, woof.
Yeah, you're not thank God demons attacked that train because of the two, probably the better
Yeah, they would have
option.
just shot him and thrown him off the side of the dining car, probably.
Mhm.
Sam, I do have well first, what kind of notes you got going on? And then I have so many.
Let's see. We've actually hit most of them. I believe it was during the bourgeoisie attack, or not the bourgeoisie attack, the Bolshevik attack. Um, there's like heavy snow, right?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that heavy snow and the mouse's compression did not agree with each other.
Okay.
The video compression could not handle all that snow on screen, and so it got so fucking pixelated.
Amazing.
The other is like, and we talked about this last time with Ever After. Just do a fucking Russian accent. Like some people are doing
Yes.
a Russian accent, and then here's John Cusack just doing John
Yep.
Cusack
Yep.
playing
Yep.
Dmitri.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a great scene too where she's like, Grandmama, Dimitri's trying to get her to see Anastasia, and she's like done looking at Anastasia lookalikes.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I know you. You're Dimitri. I've heard of you. Dimitri from St. Petersburg, the one doing all of the auditions. To which Jackie rightfully pointed out, yeah, there's definitely no other Dimitris in St.
Not a
Petersburg.
one. Not a one. It's just him.
Yeah, but to your point, Grandmama has a British accent. She sounds
Grandmama
English.
has a British accent, but then here's fucking Kelsey goddamn Grammer
Yeah.
coming in clutch, doing a fucking Russian accent and singing in one,
Yeah.
showing everyone their asses.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get with Kelsey Grammer, man.
You do get that with Kelsey Grammer. You get Frasier,
Yeah.
you get a good vocal performance, and you get some less than stellar political opinions.
It's true. You are going to get that.
But you do also get money played
Yeah.
out of Kelsey Grammer. And so, is it that bad?
It's not.
It's
I
one
mean-
vote, folks.
It's just one.
It's just one vote.
I don't think anybody on earth is taking political cues from him now that I'm thinking about it.
No, I
No
don't
one's
think
like, what is Frasier?
Yeah.
Who's Frasier voting for in 2024?
Is Frasier voting for Hillary? Because that is actually going to influence me
Yeah.
in 2016. Oh, he's going for Trump, huh? Okay, you know that Frasier, he's a smart fella.
He's a smart guy. Yeah. So I'm gonna vote for old Trump. Anyway, well, if you have no other notes, I
That's
could
it,
just
yeah.
Okay, I got rapid fire shit to throw at you.
Okay, and then we have to do our princess rating.
Then we must rate Anastasia. So I think this
Which
will
I
time
guess
out well.
this time is going to be like a Grand Duchess rating, but whatever.
Yeah, true. She isn't technically a princess, is she?
Well, she is. It's
Okay.
it's a weird quirk of translation. So she is. Shit. Where is it? I saw this somewhere here.
Yeah.
But basically, there's like a. I don't care about her appearance and personality right now.
But
In any case, it's basically a princess.
word.
So
Okay.
there's just like a weird translation thing where they call them Grand Duchess.
Okay. Well, that means for our intents and purposes, she can be rated as
Yes.
a princess. So,
Yes.
Bartok is Jewish.
Tell me more. Lay down.
It's
Lay down on
funny
the couch, please, and tell me more about this.
because this whole week I've been saying, oh, we have to watch Anastasia. It has remarkably little anti-Semitism. In fact, it's basically nothing to do with the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
As a joke, that thing we do on this podcast
Yeah.
where we talk about how every movie is like
Is like has like almost nothing about the Holocaust in it.
almost nothing about the Holocaust, unless it's zombies, and then it's literally nothing but the Holocaust.
Yeah. It is just kind of the Holocaust movie.
Yeah. Schindler's List and Zombies,
Mm-hmm.
the Disney original movie. Anyway, Bartok, it's really subtle, and I don't know that I would have spotted it if it weren't for subtitles, but in the beginning of the movie, the big ballroom scene,
Mm-hmm.
he smacks into a window and he does go, "Oi!"
And that's what we're basing this on.
That's what we're basing this on.
That's enough for me. I think that's
I think that's good.
You've exceeded the burden of proof.
I just like that they did that, and I was like, "Oh no, is this going to be a Hercules thing?" Where like
I did worry
Hades
when I first saw Rasputin. I don't why did I say it like that?
Rasputin.
When I saw him saunter up, I was like, boy, I hope they don't make this guy super Jewy like they did in Hercules.
Yeah, Grease Lightning, folks. Go listen to that our spin-off podcast where we do cover
Yes.
Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
And I regret to inform you, it has a lot to do with anti-Semitism.
It does. Gotta tell you, as a Jew, it's a pretty uncomfortable watch.
Yeah, It's quite a weird one.
Mhm.
Someone really had something stuck up their craw. Re us.
Yes.
So anyway, moving right along, New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
I wish this movie had been set in New Jersey, and ride with me on this journey, if you
Oh
will.
no, hey, bud, I'm
Yeah.
already riding shotgun.
Okay,
I
great.
love this idea.
Because it's 1917. There's a lot of people that moved from Europe around this time period, like including royalty
Hmm.
to like the Eastern Seaboard or
Yeah.
California or wherever. Like, why couldn't this have? Because they're always like in this movie, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Paris."
Hmm.
Oh, Paris. What if it had been like fucking Trenton, New Jersey?
Fucking Trenton, you
Trenton.
fucking douchebag. Yeah, that could have been good. Maybe they would have even gone to a Gatsby party.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Hey, you going up to Long Island up to that fucking Gatsby
Gatsby.
pricks party?
Going to Gatsby's party. It's gonna be fucking lit.
He's got a whole thing for that Daisy Buchanan kind of fucked up, if you ask me.
This is Cliff's notes. This is the original. It's just a guy from New Jersey named Cliff.
Hey,
Fucking
you want to
Hamlet.
hear about
He's
this fucking book?
Hamlet's got a couple of screws loose, is all I'm saying. He's
Let,
seeing his dead father. It's fucked up.
let me tell you about Macbeth.
A Lion in Winter. That was a movie. Anyway. I lost it. So sleepy. Anyway, so I think New Jersey could have been really cool. And
I think it
along
would have
those
been
lines,
exquisite.
I think that Rasputin missed a very viable and hilarious way to get Anastasia.
Hmm.
Bartok is a bat.
Notable Jew.
Notable Jew, Bartok. Bartok is a bat and a Jew,
Hmm.
but also a bat.
Yes.
Um, he could have just made him give Anastasia rabies.
He could have.
Yeah,
And that's the gift that keeps on giving.
it's the gift that gives until it doesn't.
And that's
Uh,
the important part.
and that's the important part for Rasputin. I just thought it was funny because there's a whole scene where Bartok is like saying, "I'd give her a hoot and a yeah and a yeah," and he's like talking about how he'd beat her up.
Hmm.
No, dude, just bite her.
Just bite her.
Spider, you got so many diseases up in there.
I also feel like if you really want to disgrace the royals once and for all, give one of them rabies,
Give,
man.
yeah,
That's people are not going to support the royals if one of
no,
them's got the rabies.
no. If one of them's foaming at the mouth and
Hmm.
dying horribly, yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
great look. So rabies. All of my notes are like this, by the way. It's like rabies and then New Jersey.
So I do want to say one thing,
Yeah,
which the movie is fine, as we said.
yeah.
The ending's weird because it just peters out.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because the last note that I have is that grandmama,
Hmm.
gets her kiddo back for like a day,
Yeah.
and they have a nice little like reconvening couple of scenes where they're sharing memories, and then she fucking runs off with Dimitri, and she's like, "We'll see each other in Paris again soon." Dude, grandmama's old.
Yeah, she doesn't. It's 1917.
Yeah.
Do you know what's coming?
I was gonna ask how you thought they would handle the war.
Oh, hey, the I was thinking the war, and I was also thinking the flu
Oh
epidemic.
yeah, the flu epidemic.
I mean,
Yeah.
pandemic, sorry.
Yeah, the pandemic, the other one.
Yeah.
The OG.
Grandmama's in trouble, is what we're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
You should really savor the time you've got left with grandmama. Dimitri, well, I was gonna say that he'll still be there. He may not,
He
actually.
may not.
He may
No.
not. But Dimitri's a dime a dozen.
Yeah, literally. His name Dimitri. He might as well be called John Smith.
I know.
Just find a
So,
different one.
just find another Dimitri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just between the war and the pandemic, and also I feel like you would want to know more about the family that you
Yeah.
forgot and that was again brutally executed by the Bolsheviks.
Yeah. And then acidified.
Yes.
Yeah, so anyway, she gets her back for like a day. It does just sort of end. And my camera's freaking out. Hey. Hey. Yeah, I'm just blurry now. I'm Bigfoot.
Okay. Yeah.
Um
Hey, what's the matter, you?
oh hey, what's up? It's a fucking camera. No, it's not working. Sorry, YouTube.
It's not gonna do it.
It's not gonna do it. I'm Bigfoot.
This is what it looks like when you look at Luke and you're not wearing your glasses.
Yeah. Okay, there we
Oh,
go.
hey, you're back.
It's back. Fucking webcams, man. They're like printers. They just don't work sometimes.
Hey, let's steer this conversation away from us sounding like we're 1,000 years old.
Well, that's all I have. So, and we're kind of running up against it. Sam, do you want to rate this princess?
Yeah, let's talk about our rankings here. So, okay, so we have 4 categories.
Yeah.
And they can earn a maximum of 10 points per category. So,
Yeah.
for the Grand Princess or Duchess, Anastasia Romanov,
Anastasia.
what would you give her for poise?
Like a 3.
Talk
Well-
me through that, because I was thinking much higher.
It depends on what stage in the movie. Because early in the movie, not a lot of poise.
No, I don't feel like we had that last time with
Danielle.
Danielle. Yes,
Yeah. What do we give Danielle?
we gave should we do this?
Yeah, because I think we got to be equitable.
Okay, a 3.
I think she gets more than Danielle on this.
I think
yeah.
she gets a 5.
Yeah.
I think she gets 5 out of 10.
5 works. Yeah, I think because she develops a whole lot of points, but she starts out with she's not remarkably. She does. What's the word I'm looking for? How do you transform poise? Poiseful.
Graceful?
Graceful's good. Surely there's anyway, doesn't matter. We're smart.
Mhm.
What's the next one?
Status.
That's 10 out of 10, baby.
Oh, yeah, actually, she is a full princess. Because I was going to say, well, she's not a ruler, but we're rating princesses.
We're ranking princesses here, and she's full on, baby.
Next is, if memory serves, stewardship.
I'd say like a 1.
Yeah, there's no 5-year plan coming out of this lady.
No, and she expressly like rejects the idea of being a royal like in a stewardship capacity because grandma was like, you can have this or you can have Dimitri. And she's like, I will go fuck this guy. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the final one, Riz.
Ooh. What are you thinking on Riz?
I actually don't think she's got a lot of Riz.
I don't think so either. Now that I'm thinking about it. No, that
I think she's pretty low on Riz. I'd like a 2.
Yeah, she doesn't have quite as much character as someone like Danielle, I will say.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have a lot to build off of in the Riz department.
No, and like Dimitri falls for her, and people seem to like her, but it doesn't seem to be based on much of anything.
Yeah. I'm going to say 2 seems fair.
Okay. So that gives us a total of 18 out of 40.
Oh, no.
He
Mm-hmm.
that puts her in first place.
Oh, no. Danielle.
Danielle got a 17 out of 40.
Damn, these princesses are not ranking up all that well so far.
Are not.
Yeah.
But maybe next time.
Yeah.
We'll get a good one. And next time, what did you have any closing thoughts?
Not really. I think we nailed it. I mean, most of them just still thinking about it. What if this had been New Jersey? So I think that's it.
Yeah. Let me find it. Okay.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, next time we will be watching Shrek.
Fuck yes. Get
Yes,
out
yes,
of my
yes, yes,
swamp.
Donkey.
Donkey.
We're gonna have to do this one when Lewis is not sleeping because
Yeah.
I am gonna have to really belt out a good donkey.
Donkey.
What are you doing? Donkey.
I'm psyched, my dude. This is like John Wick all over,
Hey.
except it's like Shrek.
Here's the thing. I watched Shrek not that long ago, like literally single digit months ago.
Mhm.
Very excited to watch it again.
That's what you like to hear.
Uh,
Amazing.
Well, folks, until then, you can find us on Facebook at Hanksy Panksy Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Hanksy Panksy Pod. You can send us an email at hanksypanksypod@gmail.com. We got a Blue Sky. I don't know, fucking find us. And then we've got a Patreon, patreon.com/Hanksy Panksy. Chuck us enough money, and you can be one of Hanks's heroes, like Tuck and Daniel. And fellas, I won't amass a populist revolution and kill your families.
That's extremely kind of you.
If I may, Lou,
Yeah.
can I shout out Tuck's podcast?
Oh, I've been listening. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So, folks, Tuck has a podcast called the Daily Dice Podcast. I have not gotten a chance to catch up, but I listened to the first few episodes. They're nice and short. They're brilliantly produced. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
They're not
just
polluted at
not
all.
polluted
Yeah.
at all. Not like this podcast.
Yeah.
And they sound like they're wearing tiaras on tiaras. I mean, they sound crisp, clean.
Yeah.
There
I
are
do.
no cats yowling in the background.
Or children, or
Nothing.
servers. Nothing weird happening. It is, to wax poetic a little bit, or just to gush. I really love this podcast. Tuck, you did such a good job. Yeah, all the episodes have been fantastic. I like you said, Sam, they're short. They're like 10 minutes each.
Yeah, a lot of podcasts, and I'm not pointing any fingers, go on and on for like an hour and 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Talking about fucking nonsense.
Mhm.
This is good. And like the episodes I listened to, I didn't really know much about, I think, any of the games that they mentioned, but it was still like a very fun listen. And like there's some really interesting games that they're talking about. Definitely worth a listen. So the Daily Dice Podcast.
Yeah, available on, as far as I know, all podcatchers. So.
Yeah. And I bet they post about it the day the episodes actually release.
What kind of, man, the production budget must be crazy over there.
It's definitely more than $350 and a slap on the bottom, I'll tell you that.
10 million rubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, do you have a final quote?
I do. And it is said basically like this, and it is, ooh la la.
You cannot make me laugh too hard. I will wake the child. Well, folks, thanks for listening to another episode of Hanksy Panksy Pretty Pretty Princess. Catch us next time with 1990 something's Shrek.